I'm gonna roast a couple of chilies, because in southern Italy, where my family's from, it's a little hot and we eat spicy at the same time. So we're gonna take a few Serrano chilies, a little extra virgin olive oil in a small saute pan, and we're gonna roast these until they blister and cook wonderfully. So those are just gonna roast for about 5 or 6 minutes until they get nice and soft. And while those are roasting, I'm gonna show you how to roast a sweet bell pepper. It's really one of the simplest things of all. To roast a sweet bell pepper is really quite easy. Take some beautifully firm bell peppers, green, red, yellow, purple, black, a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Just on the outside of the skin, the oil will get hot and will help them blister. Brush the oil around to distribute evenly. They go right onto a cookie sheet that's been lined with foil to ease cleanup a little bit. And the pepper's gonna go right into a 450-degree oven until they get blistered and wonderfully tender. Another method you might want to try, one of my mother's favorites, is to go right on the burner and just continue to rotate the pepper until they get good and charred. And continue to turn them until they're caramelized just like that on all 4 sides. Pull them out of the oven about 30 minutes later, and they are just perfect. Now from here, the meat's still a little bit firm, so what we're going to do is take this bowl, put the peppers right in the glass bowl, and cover it with the saran wrap. And that wrap's going to trap the steam inside and continue to cook the pepper. These just need a few minutes to steam, and when they're done, they look just like this. And all you have to do is hold them by the stem, get the seeds out, save as much juice as possible. And give them a quick peel. You can see these chilies, when they begin to roast and they curl up the skin like that, that's just perfect. We're going to take these out to cool. We want to save that olive oil. We're actually going to add just a little bit more olive oil to that. We have some sliced garlic. Sliced garlic goes in that same pan. I'm going to cook this until it gets light brown. I like my garlic to be a light brown. I don't like that raw flavor. I like the little tostado of the olio here. When those are getting light brown, we're going to grab us a little bit of oregano. Any herbs that you have, any herbs that you like. I keep saying that. I really don't care. You can see the garlic's getting light brown. When that happens, the oregano, this is going to get pureed, so I don't need to make it fine or anything perfect. Stand back, it'll pop for a second. I like the oregano to come kind of sofrito in there with the garlic and release its flavor in the oil. That's building that first layer of flavor to this really simple sauce. Into that, a little pomodoro, a little tomato. Hold the pan aside. Tomato puree goes in to a nice hot pan. And that's going to simmer for just a couple of minutes. We're going to add a little bit of salt. A good twist of black pepper. These tomatoes don't have to cook for that long, just a couple of minutes, and the time it takes to peel these serranos and get them in, we'll be good to go. Now all you do is pull the stem off these. Now if your skin's a little sensitive to chilies, you can buy some rubber gloves for things like this. They're probably good to have around the house anyway. I just peel them like that. And I use the seeds and all. People always take the seeds out. I like the spice. And these are going to go right in to the tomato sauce. Those tossed together. And right over into the blender. And take those tongs you were born with. Roasted peppers go in. Now, save the roasted pepper juice. The juice is the flavor of the pepper. Use that like you would stock in a soup. These are going to blend up first and puree quite nicely. We're going to take this, we're going to add just a touch of vinegar. I love the sharpness that the vinegar plays in here. If you like balsamic vinegar, use balsamic. Use any vinegar. You could use lemon juice. Again, I don't care. Just a little bit of an acid in there to freshen this up, because the dish we're going to serve with likes that tartness. And that's it. Now this sauce as is, you can refrigerate. Because it has the vinegar in there, it's going to be tart enough to protect it for a week or so. You can freeze it, but we used to can it. And having things like this canned is just a great go-to. You'd always have one. As you could, if you remember, I always had my jar sitting around, and I always would just put a spoon into some soup or use it as a condiment, as a pasta sauce. Just cook a little spaghettini with this and toss it right now. Unbelievable.